For this problem, we have a rational exponent inside of an equation. So we're solving with rational exponents. So we have the quantity of 2x plus 3 to the 1/6 power minus 6 equals -5. This problem will solve just like any other quadratic equation that we've been solving. So the first step is to get the term being raised to some power by itself. We're going to add 6 to each side, giving us 2x plus 3 to the 1/3 power equals -5 plus 6 is just 1, and I apologize, that's the 1/6 power, and that is equal to 1. And now from here we want to get rid of this 1/6 power. Now remember, if we were solving this problem and that were a square, so let me write this over here so it's easier to see. If this problem were 2x plus 3 squared equals 1, then the way we would get rid of this is by taking the square root of each side of the equation. But what does that square root mean? Remember when we talked about rational exponents, a square root is the same thing as the 1/2 power. We're raising each side of the equation to the 1/2 power. So with that in mind, if we had a 2 and we raised each side to the 1/2, then if we have a 1/6, to get rid of that, we have to raise each side to the 6th power. 1/6 times 6, because we're raising an exponent to another exponent, we multiply them, just gives us 1. So the exponents will cancel out, leaving us with 2x plus 3 equals 1 to the 6th power, which is just 1. And now we can solve for x by subtracting 3 from each side, giving us 2x equals -2, and then dividing each side by 2 to get x equals -1. But the problem here is we cannot just stop at this point. When we had an exponent of 2 or an exponent of 4 or anything like that, we could just stop. But because we started with an exponent of 1/6 or 1 over any even power that is, so 1/2, 1/4, 1/6, 1/8, and so on, we have to check our original solution. If this is odd, you do not have to check it, but when it is even in the denominator, it changes what values are allowed. So we have to go through this. We have 2x plus 3 to the 1/6, so we'll do our check over here. So 2x plus 3 means 2 times -1 plus 3 to the 1/6 power minus 6, and we want to see if that's equal to -5. 2 times -1 is -2, plus 3 is +1 to the 1/6 power minus 6, and we want to see if that's equal to -5. 1 to the 1/6 power is just 1. So this will just become 1 minus 6. And we check, is that equal to -5? It is, which means our original solution does work. X equals -1 solves this problem. If we had gotten something like -1 to the 1/6, then there would be imaginary solutions, which means This would not be a true statement, so there would have been no solution.